When I first met Andy, because there are pictures of us together in diapers. You probably have to ask his mom, or some of our siblings. And through him, I've come to know the lovely Miss Rihanna. My wife, Carola, and I have, over the past 8 years that Carola and I have been together, become really good friends with them as a couple. Behind me. Rihanna and Andy were at our wedding 2 years ago in Colombia, and Rihanna even helped my wife get her wedding dress off, because Andy was helping me properly close on the reception at 6 a.m. That's loyalty, that's what that is. Let me start by saying first thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Jantz for having all of us here and for bringing these two beach bums back to this coast. I'd also like to thank all of you all for coming from as far away as Costa Rica, even, to share this day with them. You know, it means a lot to them. To Taylor, I've heard wonderful things about you over the many years, and I think Rihanna's very lucky to have you as a sister. Now, Mr. Andrew Woodfin Jones, part Alec Baldwin, part Aquaman, has always seemed to have been a little ahead of most other men. When we were 8, on a trip to DC, while dining at a fine Italian restaurant, I ordered meatballs and spaghetti, as any 8-year-old surely ought to. And Mr. Andrew Jones ordered the veal piccata. And while in high school, while most bumped, grinded, and shot vodka, Mr. Andrew learned to tango, puff cigars, and rock Sinatra. I believe this is why Rihanna, when she started dating Andy, told many that she swore she was dating a man of 40. And that's probably why today she refers to Mr. Andrew as the grumpy old man, though always most affectionate. All of these peculiarities about Mr. Andrew Jones have great importance. They show that he's a man with class, a man not tempted by trends or trivial distractions, and most certainly a man of very refined taste. As his best friend of 32 years, I can also vouch for his unwavering loyalty and friendship. So this, Rihanna, is the man that you will marry. Finally. Finally. Was it 10 years that you waited in? So during that time that they were dating, Oklahoma City got a championship basketball team. Space program idiot. Michael Jackson went from pop star to pedophile to pile of dust. And yet even through this, we can see the virtues of them both. They've expressed through these years, these many years, tolerance and patience, which are really the pillars of any strong marriage. I wish you two the best. You can always count on me for anything. I love you both very much. Please join me in toasting Andy and Rihanna.
Now do it in Spanish.
Yo conocí a Andy.
We don't know when the wedding's going to be, okay? So leave us alone. We had to get through this first. I'll echo what Matt and Taylor said. We're very thankful and humbled that every single one of you are here today. You know, Rihanna and I have been to tons of weddings.
Thank you.
And, you know, we've played various roles from extras in the crowd to supporting actors and actresses to, I played an officiant this year, but this is the first time as the lead, and it's pretty cool. So thank you all for being here. It really means a lot to us. Yeah, Oklahoma, Virginia, Chicago, Costa Rica. Thank you. Since we have so much family gathered here today, I wanted to take just a second to remember some of the people that played a big role in Rhianna and I's life who may not be here physically, but we know their spirits are here with us today in no particular order. Granddaddy Andrew Jones, Grandma Dorothy Jones, Pop Raymond Jantz, Grandma Florence Fisher, Grandpa John Fisher, Pop Woodfin Hale, Nanny Marie Hale Wilson, Bill Wilson, Uncle Chet Sadowski, Uncle Jim Sadowski, Aunt Minnie Levines, Sean McGuire, Frank Griffith, and Uncle Bob Myers. So I also wanted to specifically call out and thank a couple of people here. Meemaw and Aunt Julie. Here's Meemaw. There's Aunt Julie. Meemaw's, there's Meemaw.
Here I am.
Thank you guys very much for planning this trip to Florida. If you wouldn't have planned this trip, we wouldn't all be here right now today. I know you didn't try. To all of the Jantz, Sadowski, Jones, and Hale clan members, thanks to every single one of you that are here today to celebrate one of your own. And a happy birthday to my brother, Jason Hale Jones. To my best man, Griff. You've always been there for me, literally, since we were babies. Thanks for always and unconditionally being my friend. Thank you for your kind words. Thanks for being my best friend. To Taylor, Rhianna's little sister and maid of honor. Younger sister. Taylor, so when I started dating your not big sister, you were 12 years old. Yeah. You've become the little sister I've never had. Rhianna absolutely adores you. And her love for you is rubbed off on me. I consider you the little sister I've never had. Thank you for the amazing cupcakes, including chocolate bananas, my favorite flavor of the world. Thank you very much for all the hard work you put into today. It really means the world. To my parents, Harry and Sandy Jones. Harry. Where's my mom? This year, my parents will be celebrating their 44th wedding anniversary. Sorry. 45th wedding anniversary. You're the best role models a son could ever hope for. I'll speak for my brothers when I say that we all strive to be as successful in life as the two of you have been. So in loading 3 boys into a motorhome for 10 weeks straight over the summer, we not only gained an education in geography, history, culture, but it also instilled in us a sense of adventure and exploration. Hence, 2 of the 3 sons living very far from but 5 people in a motorhome for very long stretches also it made Rhianna and I's first shed that we lived in San Diego seem almost manageable. Almost. Mom and Dad, I love you both very, very much. Thank you for making me the man I am today. To Rhianna's parents, Rob and Jenny. It's Jenny. There's
Yeah! Woo!
That's not good doing. This year, you two will be celebrating your 34th wedding anniversary. Rihanna and I are an endangered species where both sets of our parents are still married. Married a combined 79 years, to be exact. Thank you very, very, very much, both of you, for today. It's a very rare occasion that even families can get together, let alone families and friends, let alone families and friends for a happy occasion. It's extremely special to both of us that you want to do this for us. Some of the people here will remember that when I was a competitive golfer and swimmer back in high school, these people will also remember that I got so nervous. I'm not as nervous, but I used to get very, very nervous. So nervous that before my matches or my meets, I would get sick, which is the nicest way of saying it. I mention that because when I asked the two of you to come down into that basement in Colorado so that I could ask for permission to marry your daughter, I was so nervous, I thought I was going to get sick on your feet. I'm really glad I didn't, but you could tell that I was sweating, shaking, yet you still said yes. So more than anything else, I really just want to thank the two of you for allowing me to marry your daughter. And I want to thank you for allowing me to become part of the Jansen-Stowski family. Finally, to my Rihanna. We will have lived together for 8 years in a couple weeks. We've never really had an official start date. We don't really celebrate any kind of any anniversary, but it's pretty safe to say that you've become the biggest part of my life for the last decade. During that time, we've been through a lot together. In the time we have been together, we've seen friends get married, have children, divorced, get remarried, have more children. And but you've always been much less interested in what everyone else is doing. More focused on us. A lot of people don't know this, but Rihanna and I literally never spoke about getting married. We would talk, we went to so many weddings that we would talk about what we liked, what we didn't like. These cupcakes weren't very good, they could have been better. But that was really the extent of it. It was never about getting married. It's always just been about us, just being happy together. So I want to thank you for taking a huge leap of faith and moving to San Diego. I want to thank you for living in the shed for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. I want to thank you for moving to Newberry, Florida with me so I could get that one last hard campaign win under my belt. I want to thank you for making me retire from politics. I want to thank you for being a surfing widow. I want to thank you for being a good mom to me. I want to thank you for being my best friend. It's hard to believe that we've been together for a decade, and I look forward to spending the rest of my decade with you. I love you. So from both Rihanna and I, thank you very, very, very much for coming here today. It's very special for us. Cheers. Thank you. That's it. We're done.